Hello everyone, today we'll start a new lesson, that is Unit 4 in History, Intellectual Awakening and Socio-Political Changes. So in this lesson we are going to learn about the new religions like Buddhism, Jainism, Zoroastrianism, etc. and also the socio-political changes. Introduction. In the 16th century BC, the trade and the urbanization is recreated. So due to this, a new civilization is developed in the North India. So we know what is trade, right? So what do you mean by urbanization? So urbanization means the process of changing from rural to urban is called urbanization. Okay, so during the 6th century, the trade and urbanization is recreated. So a new civilization is developed in the North India. So during this period, Buddha and Mahavira were born in North India. After the death of Buddha and Mahavira, so their religion, that is Buddhism and Jainism, so it has developed as a major religion which is followed in India. So after the death of Buddha and Mahavira, so their religion, Buddhism and Jainism, so it developed as a major religion in India. So after their death, so many followers of them, so they created many new beliefs and the philosophies related to that religion. So like this, like the Buddhism and Jainism in India, in Persia there is a religion called Zoroastrianism. Okay, and Confucianism and Taoism is also developed in China. So like Buddhism and Jainism which is developed in India, in Persia there is a religion which is named as Zoroastrianism, and in China Confucianism and Taoism. Religion in the 6th century BC. So now we have learned that some new civilizations are developed in the 6th century. That is in the Iron Age, some new civilizations are developed and it has some common features. So some new crafts and the trading, building of cities and towns. So these are all the changes which are made in that new civilization. These are all the common features of the new civilization. During this period, many great thinkers and founders of new religions, so they were lived in this period, and due to this period gained a great historical importance. So they are lived in that century, right? So that particular century, so it is called as a important historical period. Some philosophical and religious thinkers' names are given here, like Confucius in China. So Confucius, he is a man who found the religion Confucianism in China, and also Zoroaster in Iran. So Zoroaster, he is a person who found the Zoroastrianism. Mahavira and Buddha, so they are the philosophical and the religious thinkers who lived in India. Now we'll see about Zoroastrianism. So Zoroastrianism, it is one of the oldest religion in the world. So it is declared as a state religion of 3 great Iranian empires. So Zoroastrianism is a state religion for 3 great Iranian empires in the 6th century. So this Zoroastrianism, this religion is founded by Zoroaster of Persia. So Zoroaster, who belongs to Persia, he is the founder of Zoroastrianism. He felt a lot. Zoroaster, he felt a lot because the people who lived in that age, they worshipped the god who belonged to the ancient period. Okay, so he declared that Ahura Mazda as a god. Ahura Mazda means the Lord of Light. So Zoroaster declared that Ahura Mazda as a god. The holy book of Zoroastrians is called as Zend Avesta. So Zend Avesta is the holy book of Zoroastrians. So this book, this Zend Avesta, it is a collection of sacred literature So it contains different epochs containing religious hymns, invocations, prayers, confessions, laws, myths and the sacred reminiscences. Okay, so Zen Avesta, it is a holy book of Zoroastrians. So it is a collection of sacred literature. What do you mean by sacred literature? So sacred means in Tamil we'll call it as Punidam. Okay, so it is a collection of sacred literature. So it contains many religious songs, prayers, etc. etc. So these Zoroastrians, the religion of Zoroastrianism, so it has the similar rituals of the Vedas. So Zoroastrianism is similar to Vedas. Teachings. Zoroaster. So Zoroaster, he is the person who found the Zoroastrianism, right? So he thought that the cultivation of morality is the great object of a religion. What do you mean by cultivation of morality? So they want to develop their discipline. So this is the great object of a religion according to Zoroaster. Their religion suggests that the purity of thought, word and deed. What do you mean by deed? Deed means action. So their religion taught that the purity of thought, word and action. These are all the basic and the highest principles of Zoroastrianism. And also the Ahura Mazda. He is the light of God. He has 7 qualities. The first one is light. Second one is good mind. Third is right. Fourth is dominion. That means ruling. Fifth is pity. And sixth is well-being. So as a good person. Seventh is immorality. So Ahura Mazda is omniscient, that is knows everything, omnipotent, that is all powerful, and omnipresent, that is everywhere. So Ahura Mazda, he knows everything, he is powerful, he is everywhere. In Zoroastrianism, sacrifice and image worship were discarded. So sacrifice means they'll not kill any animal to worship their god. Image worship, they'll not worship their god with any particular image. So in Zoroastrianism, these two things were discarded. Fire was considered as a symbol of God and they worship the fire, and also the fire is considered as the highest form of worship. So these people, the Zoroastrianism, so it gives importance to the charity and the service to the poor people. Impact of iron technology in India. The people who belong to the Gangetic Valley, so they learned to produce the crops more than that was required for subsistence. So they learned to produce the crops which they required, and they'll produce the crops more than that. So the another section of people, they started to do some professional crafts for their livelihood. So like the farmers, these people who are doing the professional crafts, so they are called as craftsmen. So like the farmers, these craftsmen also depend on a group of people. So they'll collect the raw materials and they distributed the crafts which is produced by the craftsmen. The early urbanization, so that urbanization has happened in 2 ways. So first thing is the people who belong to some villages, they learn to do some work like blacksmithing, pottery, carpentry, cloth weaving and the like. Okay, so this is one category of people. So it has happened in one way, and the other way was some group of people who are specialized in the crafts. So they moved to the place where the raw materials and the markets are available. So these are all the 2 types of urbanization which has happened in the early period. So after that, the villages are developed into the towns and the exchange centers. Vaishali, Shravasti, Rajagriha, Kausambi and Kasi. So these are some of the commercial centers of the Gangetic Plain. So remaining thing we'll see in the next class. Thank you, students.